Racing takes place on Saturday, the 12th of April, out at Turffontein on the stand-side track at Gauteng, and looking forward to a non-race program. On the line is Alistair Cohen. Alistair, firstly, how do we find you, and what do you make of the card?
Yeah, Sheldon, you found me good, thanks. After day one of the BSA National Yearling Sales, some interesting prices put together. So there's still a lot of dreamers around, and dreamers is what racing needs to make the world go around. Without punters dreaming of winning a big pick six, without owners dreaming of winning a Hollywoodbets Durbanville, then I suppose we have no market to buy horses. So that was all good. I think the best news going forward, though, Sheldon, is that we now on a bit of a racing routine. Obviously, the Cape is back on Saturday as well with a bumper 10 race card. Been in Joburg for over 2 weeks, actually, with a quick stop down in Durban last weekend. So the weather has got a lot better here on the Highveld over the last just under a week or so, so we should be good to go unless there's some unforecast rain, which is obviously unlikely according to the forecast. So now we're back in a racing routine, and let's get the show on the road.
Talking about getting the show on the road, race number 1, an interesting race because we have number 5, Jingleberry, the daughter of Gimme the Green Light. 1.9 million rand they paid for this individual from the Mike de Kock stable. That is the second favourite, or third favourite at 3-1. Number 1, Little Miss Splendid, a third and a first, having her third run course and distance. And then right there is number 3, Gulf of America from the Sean Terry stable, the well-bred daughter of Rafif. So how do we kick off proceedings, Alistair, in race number 1?
Okay, let me start with what I've heard here, Sheldon. I've heard number 5, Jingleberry's putting up some very nice work. Daughter of Gimme the Green Light, Mike and Matthew de Kock train, Gavin Larena takes the ride. As you mentioned, cost over R1 million at Nationals last year. It will take a bit of winning this race because I think there's quite a fair amount of form around. So number 5, Jingleberry, will have to be quite good. I'd anticipate that wherever she runs, she'll take a significant step forward. Mike and Matthew de Kock have been very welcoming with their social media inputs and opinions as well. So just check the social media of the de Kock team to get an official comment about number 5, Jingleberry, before the races on the weekend get underway. But there is word out that she is nice. She's putting up good work, and wherever she runs, she should step forward with a run under the belt. It's not necessarily the de Kock style to get these 2-year-olds ready and raring to go, but this season quite a few have hit the ground running, so that's interesting in itself. I know nothing about number 3, Gulf of America, Sean Terry and Samango Kamalo team up. Daughter of Rafif, related to a few horses that have won multiple times, but nothing that really rips up any trees. Number 6, Matcha Mint, is very well bred. Surprised she costs 325,000. She's related to the horse that Peter Muscat trained for Suzette Viljoen, who was well out of the top draw, this daughter of Gimme the Green Light. But again, I don't know anything about her, but Matcha is not afraid to get them ready first up. But all in all, of the race runners, number 1, Little Miss Splendid, sets quite a high standard. I know that her maiden form line has not worked out to be sparkling by any stretch of the imagination, but she might have a little bit more to come. So all these first timers that I'm speaking of will have to be of a fair quality to beat number 1, Little Miss Splendid. So I'm going to go with the experiences, my suggested outlet in race number 1.
So there we have it, race number 1. The only winner in the race is number 1, who carries the 60 kilograms. The rest of them will carry the 57 kilograms. Moving along to race number 2, which is over 1,400 meters, and taking a look at Aristotle, number 1, from the Alec Laird stable. Barring that penultimate run, the form is pretty flawless, so it does stand out as the horse to beat. However, I like a little bit number 2, Give Me Another Chance. I think we have to ignore that last run.
Yeah, Sheldon, he's a fit horse, and under the circumstances of the weather around the Highveld, a fit horse is a very dangerous horse, whereas all these other horses would have missed some important work. I don't know how important, but definitely some important lead-up work, and the fact that he's been off 2 weeks might just help. He was quoted to run the other day, number 2, Give Me Another Chance, but without blinkers, and I see in this race he's quoted to still have blinkers on, so just check that out. If the blinkers come off, then number 2, Give Me Another Chance becomes my top choice. The blinkers stay on, then I'm still going to sway towards number 1, Aristotle. Not convinced he got the 1800 meters last time. I know the mother's a grade 1 winner over 1800 meters, but I liked him in the South African Classic. I thought he'd run a big race, and there was a no-show. He just petered out tamely. Reports are not striding out, so that could be a valid excuse for him. Beaten by Kamensky last time, that should keep him ahead of number 3, Royal Force. I think he's a good horse, number 1, Aristotle. I think he's got some better days to come. But don't leave out number 4, Grand Crescendo. God knows what happened last time. He pulled up without a scratch. There was nothing untoward. His work going into the last run was good. He ran no sort of race. His work going into this is very good. He's back over a better distance. He'll run a better race. And if Winds of Changes run in the computer perform sprinters to be believed, the number 4 Grand Crescendo is not one to leave out of your bar pop. Think that he can run a nice race. So right now, with Give Me Another Chance with blinkers on, I'm going with number 1, Aristotle. If they get removed, I'm going with number 2, Give Me Another Chance. But a warning to punters, do not leave out number 4, Grand Crescendo. He'll run a lot better than he did last time. You'll see more of the penultimate Grand Crescendo than the last Grand Crescendo.
Well, I'm glad that you answered all the questions, because when you look at the comments on the right-hand side, awed, hampered, hanging, bad stride, bumped badly, shifted in, so hopefully puts all that behind him. As we move along to the next race, and that will be race number 3, the opening leg of the place accumulator, where you are kicking off with a banker in the form of the 16-10 joint favourite, number 1, Art Nouveau from the Tony Peters stable. And this is a horse who's got some encouraging form to the credit.
Yeah, absolutely, Sheldon. I think that she'll take all the beating here. I think the step up in distance is probably what she's looking for. I thought her local debut was fair behind Lapis Lazuli. Was caught to run just the other day. She ran like a horse who's just going to sort of step up with the distance. Mango Kamalo takes her out for Tony Peter. Not a combination that you see too often, but I think that she's due to be rewarded for consistency. What just lingers in the back of my mind here, and the other horse I'm going to talk about, I do have a bit of respect for, but nothing else in the race I think is live to win the race, and that's number 2, Arctic Silver. Gavin Lorena's never ridden this daughter of Korari, but he's jumped off number 1, Art Nouveau, to ride number 2, Arctic Silver. So if there is some sort of demons in the pit, to use a cricketing term, it could come from number 2, Arctic Silver, but I don't like that form behind Sheets and Goggles, I must confess. I know there has been one winner out of it, but there's been nothing else that really pricks any ears. Third run after a break, so might be winding towards some sort of peak. But I think all in all, number 1, Art Nouveau, is going to be a hard horse to beat.
Then moving along to race number 4, which will be the opening leg of the pick 6 over 1800 meters. In this event, just looking by your numbers, not a race that can be trusted on the form.
Yeah, not at all, Sheldon. I think it's the hardest race on the card. I've gone 4 horses in the place accumulator, which is my suggested bet. 2, 3, 8, and 10 being my numbers here. There are Ombudsman, Kwehwe, Tenango, Gamer, and Dambi. I want to start with Dambi. That's the horse that I'm going to put up as some sort of each-way play in the race. I liked him last time, and he plodded over the closing stages, but I think stepping up in distance is pretty much what he's looking for. It's been a long time since he last won, but he's retained some form to some very nice 3-year-olds, the likes of Immediate Edge, Bacchus. I know he was well beaten by Heather's Boy, but Heather's Boy not far off the best 3-year-olds in the country. His ratings come down another pound. I think he's a fitter horse now than what he was last time with all the rain that was around. I wouldn't anticipate it's been too easy to get him on track with all the rain on the half belt. So I think if he doesn't win, he'll run into the top 3, number 10, Dambi. So that's a little bit of value in the race for me. But I think this race is littered with value, and to come through twice in the place accumulator would be an unbelievable result. Number 2, Ombudsman, gets Pierce Stradum. Can we read anything into the fact that he's riding this one for the ASSM Racing Syndicate over number 3, Kwehwe Tenango? I don't know, but still there might be some sort of hint there. He mixes his form as the son of Flower Alley, but when he's on song, he can definitely get into the action. Number 3, Kwehwe Tenango, it's just been a slow burn for him. He's figured out what racing was. The start of his career was ordinary. The moment they've stepped him up in distance and given him a little bit more time, he's developed all the while. Horse he beat last time and beat easily has won since in the form of Instant Attraction, so that form's going to stack up, and if he continues improving, probably the horse that they all need to beat. And then number 8, Gamer, just consistent. I'm surprised that he's still a one-time winner, to be fair. I think he's a little bit undervalued by that particular statistic. But the fact that he just runs well time and time again, not a horse to ignore as far as place accumulators are concerned. And the pick 6, I know it's the opening leg and you don't want to cast your net too wide and suddenly stare at a perm where you have to slim things down, but this is a race where you have to go wide. 2, 3, 8 and 10, 3 my top choice, but an each way play on number 10 Bambi for me here.
Moving up to race number 5, where they've chalked up number 4 Musical Score as your narrow 28 to 10 favourite, shortened from 7 to 2, so there's been a little bit of money around there. Number 2 Radicchio is 3 to 1, and then it's 4 to 1 and better the rest. Now Radicchio from the Durbanville stable, I remember when he started off his career in KwaZulu-Natal, he won a race or two, and I thought he'd end up probably a 3-4 time winner. It's absolutely amazing that he's now an 8-time winner, Alistair.
Yeah, I like Radicchio here a lot, Sheldon. I think you've teed me up. He loved Hollywoodbets Durbanville when he was based with Pete Buerta. He just found an extra leg at the country course, and if he didn't win, he generally went very close. And he's come up to Durbanville and he's done very nicely. And the last time he ran, although I was very disappointed, he ran 5th behind Tamarisk Tree. I gave out the report from the NHRA when they do the handicapping of all the feature races, their press releases. And this horse ran a long way above his rating on the London News Stakes when finishing 4 lengths to Son of Raj. Just in front of him was a feature race winner in the form of My Soulmate, won the Racehorse Owners Association Stayers race at the start of the month, or the end of the month rather. And I think number 2 Radicchio just, maybe 1,800 meters is just a little bit far of his best. Maybe he's a better miler than he is an 1,800 meter horse. And here we go over a mile. So number 2 Radicchio, I think, could be in the right place to strike now. I'm surprised number 4 Musical Score's favorite. I rate him as a horse. I think he's well above average. But over a mile, I think he's going to be stretched. There's nothing in the pedigree that suggests there's a little bit of stamina. Anything that Lucky Hudalaka sends out, I respect. Gavin Larena riding at the top of his game. All those are worthy factors to think about. But I think number 2 Radicchio is on track for a 9th career win and to take his career earnings past 900,000 rand with victory today. I make him a very hard horse to beat, and he's a banker in the place accumulator.
Moving on to race number 6, here's where Lawrence and Tessa Werners have the top 2 in the boards, and they joint at 22 to 10. Number 6, Shavana, and number 4, Cosmic Star. Number 8, Yamadori is at 5 to 2. Number 7, One Fell Swoop, 7 to 2. So Alistair, the betting tells us that it's a very congested market. How do you read race number 6?
Well, the first thing, number 1, Dreamland is scratched, and I think that helps the cause in this race because I would have ordinarily gravitated towards him. We've got some horses here that just mix their form that are a lot better than some runs that they're bringing in, and some horses that are on track to sort of go through the divisions another level or so. So it's a very complicated race, as you say, Sheldon. I think the market's a fair reflection. I want to start with number 6, Shyavana, though. Last time he was seen, he won the Golden Loom. That was on Allied Steel Road on a mission mile day. He beat Taxi to the Moon. Now, the stat that jumps off the page for me with number 6, Shyavana, the son of Flower Alley, is when he's fresh, he runs his best races. 6 starts straight off a break for 1 win in 3 places. I think that's a statistic that one needs to bear in mind. Also, he's probably just good over this course and distance, 3 starts for 2 wins. And he's got a feature race win to his name that over this course and distance that no one else in this race can claim. So I think from that point of view, number 6, Chayavan is a fair starting point. If he does need the run, then number 6, One Fell Swoop, I think comes into the reckoning. She's quick. She's got a fair weight of 58.5. Cabello Mazzaniani takes a ride for Tony Peter. I liked her last run when Night Vigil just out-muscled her over the closing stages, but considering she was giving a lot of weight away to Night Vigil, who I think has still got a few more wins to come, was absolutely no mean feat, and over 1,000 down the Turffontein straight, she could be quite dangerous as well. So in the place accumulator and in the bar pot for that matter, I'm willing to isolate this to 2 horses. If you're looking for a couple more, maybe number 4, Cosmic Star, just for that consistency as a horse to recommend. But Chayavana does have his number on that Golden Loom run. So, and also his record fresh is not as good as number 6, Chayavana. So number 6, Chayavana is the key horse in the race.
Right, that moves us on to race number 7, and talking about speed, Mythical Flight Sprint. And we'll all remember Mythical Flight from the Sean Terry stable, Chris Van Niekerk and the team. She was top class, Alistair.
Absolutely. Brett Smith used to ride her. She broke 1,000-meter records left, right, and centre. It was uncanny for Sean at the time because he was always sort of this world-class trainer, but to find that next big thing just became almost automatic with Mythical Flight and National Colour following each other. Mythical Flight, sensational sprinter, won all over the country as well, and she's one of those memories when you go into Sean Terry's box at Turffontein, got a whole lot of photos of many great horses that many punters and racing fans will remember, but one of those that are front and centre is Mythical Flight. Now, Sean would love to win this race with his horse number 4, the Specialist, but he's just lost his way. He's now been gelded, so maybe that'll bring about some sort of life from the son of the United States. I wouldn't totally rule out his chances, but I've banked in number 2, Buffalo Storm Cody in the place accumulator, and I'd be prepared to do the same in the Barbot. What I saw from him last time when beating the Africa House by 8 1/4 lengths was frightening. That was his first run as a gelding. He made them look very ordinary on that occasion. He won hands and heels. He beat a very good field with consummate ease. Be interesting to know what rating he ran to, because he could only get 6 points as a result of the conditions of a graduation plate, and the fact that he just turned the corner and started to live up to that promise, I think was refreshing for all his supporters. But I know that he's got quite a few loyal supporters who didn't throw in the towel, like quite a few others. Gavin Lorena's back on board, the son of Buffalo Bill Cody, and I think that win, which was his career best, is probably the win that is better than anyone else's victories in this field. So I'm willing to sort of set up my flag with number 2, Buffalo Storm Cody. Respect for numbers 3 and 4, Lead the Charge and the Specialist. They could well get into the action if they are at their best, but what I saw last time from number 2, Buffalo Storm Cody, he'll be a hard horse to stop here, Sheldon.
Then stepping into the ring for race number 8, 1625 over the 1,800-meter trip. Let's have a look at these runners here. Number 2, Miss Scarletta's coming off a victory last time out when beating Soldier's Ice. Pierce Stratham jumps aboard from a good draw. And then you also got a horse like number 6, Juliet Tango, who certainly showed good improvement last time, went fourth behind DeMarco's Jet. How you summarise race number 8, Alistair?
Yeah, so interesting race this, Sheldon. Number 2, Miss Scarletta's sort of come of age. Paul Matchett and Pierce Stratham team up. Her last win was superb, and she sort of set herself up well in the Tab South African Classic when she ran against boys, and she was anything but disgraced. She looked out of place off a rating of 98, taking on horses rated north of 120, but she put up a lovely run behind Confederate, where she actually stayed on and made good late impression. And then last time she confirmed that with a good win over Soldier's Eye, which she actually dominated and she won easy in the margin suggested. Let's also bear in mind that Soldier's Eye is placed at group level, and she's got a little bit of small black type number 1, Soldier's Eye, and she's also mixed it with some pretty good horses along the way. Back against her own sex on the back of only a 4-pound penalty, could be generous. So number 2, Miss Scarletta, deserves her place at the top of the boards and deserves her place as the horse to beat. But if there is some trouble to come, number 6, Juliet Tango could be the one. Caden Brewer up for Mano Pandaram, second one after a break. There was money for her last time, from 25 to 1 down to 10 to 1, which was very interesting. And she ran into a lot of trouble. She was steadied at a crucial point when she was making not a winning run, but definitely a run that would have got her even closer to the action. If you go to that run on the 20th of March, Sheldon, Juliet Tango finished a length, let's call a length and a half behind Do It With Diamonds, who I'm of the opinion is better on the inside track than the stand side track, and has got a very valuable swing at the weights, and finished in front of Mount Etna, and she's got her stone cold. So 6, Juliet Tango, undoubtedly the value in the race. So 2 and 6 for me in the place accumulator. There'll probably be the 2 horses in the pick 6. I have a little bit of time for number 4, Rani of Couture. Ignoring that last run, she has to go into the play. But definite swingers, 2 and 6 could be the way to go. I don't expect it to break the bank and keep you afloat till Christmas, but we'll definitely chip away and give you a good day to recollect numbers 2 and 6 box swingers on this race.
Now, Alistair, race number 9, I think we're going to be on the same page with LMB number 2 at around 7 to 1. The average rating was a 93 in the penultimate run, and then last time the average rating an 83. She has taken on stronger in the past, and at 7 to 1, could she be the value play in the race?
7 to 1. Wow,
7 to
yes,
1.
absolutely. 7-1, I think, is a great price about number 2, LMB. And I liked her a lot last time, Sheldon. And she ran a fair race behind DeMarco's Jet, the same form line, funny enough, as what I've just referred to with Juliet Tango. So if Juliet Tango does go very close, even do it with diamonds, that'll enhance the chances, number 2, LMB. If she was drawn better, I'd go close to breaking the bank on number 2, LMB. Just a little bit rough around the edges, the fact that she's got a little bit of work to do from an awkward draw. I'm glad to see Raymond Danielson and Sean Terry teaming up. They were formidable. They have been formidable before. Raymond's a bit of a boomerang boy with Sean, but nice to see him getting a chance here. I thought her run the occasion. Her penultimate start wasn't all that bad. She was outclassed there, but she didn't disgrace herself behind Gimme Fabulous. A whole lot of horses in and around her that are a lot better than the opposition that she faces today. And I think from all those factors, number 2, LMB could be very well placed to just about win the race. I think the biggest danger could come in the form of number 4, Key Worker, the half-sister to Surcharge, who's also trained by Stuart Pettigrew. I think that she's coming to hand. She's obviously nowhere near as good as Surcharge. Pilasunda Oli takes her out. I thought her run the Oaks Trial was a fair effort, beaten 4 lengths behind Poplar Park off the same weight. And, the average rating suggests that she's down in class. That was an average rating of 85. Now she's in an average rating of 75. Yes, she's got a little bit more weight to carry. So I think if there is a little bit more improvement to come, and I think at time there will be a bit more to come, then number 4, Key Worker, could be an interesting horse going forward and would be back up in this race to number 2, LMB. But at 7-1, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I think she's going to run a huge race, and you'll definitely get a thrill from her. Just quickly, the unknown in the race, who I think deserves a mention, could be a top 4 play, is the maiden, number 14, Wearing of the Green, stepping up in distance by Kingman out of a Galileo mare. She is a maiden taking on winners. I don't know why we don't see more of that in this country. Anywhere else in the world, that's common practice. She could be the lurker for top 4. Don't let her run loose. I'm a fan of hers. Third run after a break. She's not easy. She's got funny ideas when it comes to the starting stalls, when it comes to race day, but it might just be a matter of unlocking any potential, and maybe the step up in distance could do that.
Well, thanks, Alistair. Your time is always much appreciated. For all your legion of followers out there, if you want to go through your suggested bet, please.
Yeah, the dogs enjoyed that 20 minutes or so. Anyway, place accumulator getting underway at 1:30. Banker number 1, Art Nouveau. I'm keeping things pretty tight. It's probably that type of card with the bigger fields where you need to go a bit wider, and the smaller fields where you can isolate things and hopefully double up in those bigger fields. So Banker 1 in the first leg, off at 1:30. Just bear in mind we're Hollywoodbets Kenilworth as well, so don't miss the boat. And this, by the way, is the last double header for quite a while on a Saturday. Be a lot of standalone race meetings going forward. Second leg, 2, 3, 8 and 10 Ombudsman, Huehue Tanango Gamer, and Dambi by Banker number 2, which is Radicho, by 6 and 7 Shy of Honor and 1 Fell Swoop, by Banker 2 Buffalo Storm Cody, by 2 and 6 Miss Scaletta and Juliet Tango, and 2 and 4 at the back LMB and Key Worker. And that's your winning place accumulator at Turffontein on Saturday.
Well, thanks very much, Alistair. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, Sheldon. Always a pleasure. Same to you. Same to all the viewers. And we'll chat again in the near future.
Well, as they say, that's a wrap. And let's hope your horses run faster than the others.